Head, shoulders, knees, toes, don't know these hoes. My nails, head, hips, heels, nails, head, hips, heels.
Okay. So what's going on, everybody? We are here today with my friend Drew.
What's up, guys?
And he has a 2016 or 17 Veloster?
17.
2017 Veloster Turbo that's got quite a bunch of stuff done to it, like pretty much all that you can do before you endanger the motor. So I've known you for about like what, 3 years?
Yeah, about
3 years?
No, about 2 years.
2 years. You got the car 3 years ago, right?
Bought it a little over 2 years ago, back in March of 2018.
Okay.
Bought it brand new off the dealership showroom floor. Had 600 miles on it. Yeah.
So why did you get this one specifically over like any other like specific car?
So when I bought the car, I was looking at the Fiesta ST and a GTI. I immediately went ahead and just scrubbed the GTI. I was like, I'm not a huge fan of German cars. I liked the Fiesta ST, but I didn't really care for its, bare bones, not a whole lot of options interior. I wanted a little more creature comforts. And I drove a Veloster a few years back, and I really enjoyed it. Some of the stuff you get with it. So I was like, okay, it's a pretty well optioned car. It's pretty quick, and so it came time to buy a new car, and I was like, you know what? Why not? So I went ahead and just got this one instead of the Fiesta, just for the leather and the heated seats and stuff like that, a little more creature comforts.
So it was almost an impulse buy, right?
Yeah, it was an impulse buy.
Did the styling, did the interior exterior styling over the ST have anything to do with it?
No, not really. I mean, I was at the time before I bought this, I had a 2013 Elantra Coupe. It was slow as dirt. And
yeah.
But, I mean, it was a fun little car with a 6-speed manual, but I wanted something with a little more power, to get up and down the highways and stuff. So because I was already owning a Hyundai, I was like, why not just keep it in the Hyundai family, and I did.
What made you want to start modding it? Where did that come from? Was that kind of always your idea, or did something specifically happen?
No, not really. I didn't really intend to modify the car until I started meeting other owners and seeing what they've done to their cars.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I could probably, get into this. And yeah, I just started modifying, and I had a certain vision for the car. I was going to do a show style car, was going to go bags, wide body kit, I had a theme set up and everything, and then life happened, and I still had my Elantra, and that got totaled. So
I say that too.
Yeah. So I had to keep this car, and I was like, I don't really want a daily, a show car, especially if it's on bags and stuff like that. So my priorities changed, and it focused instead on showing, I started focusing more on going. Yeah, so I started out with a basic intake. It was an engine intake, nothing real crazy, just to give me a little extra sound. And then I went to a charge pipe upgrade with the HKS super sequential blow-off valve, and kind of just was there for a little bit. And then I went with a catless downpipe with 845 Motorsports.
And honestly, if you have a daily driver, like an intake and a blow-off valve, if you just want good sound and maybe a muffler delete, that's all you need, right?
Yeah, and that's now that you mentioned that, I did a muffler delete as my second before the charge pipe and the blow-off valve, just to give it a little extra, noise.
Make it a fun daily driver.
Yeah, because these things stock, you can't hear them.
No,
at
it's
all.
Terrible. Like you see that in my videos. There's nothing to them, even the turbo.
Then after that, I went ahead and got tuned for the first time. I got tuned by Josh Craig with Alpha Speed down in Austin, Texas. and he tuned the car, really opened it up. And I think when I got tuned is when I was like, okay, now I really need more. I need more. I need more power.
Got the bug.
Yeah, the horsepower bug got me. And then I went, did a few things. I had some issues with the tune at first. Then I upgraded the front mount intercooler. I went the stainless steel fuel lines from 6 Element, and a new wastegate solenoid. And that's pretty much all that I've done as far as performance-wise. It's got, I got new tires. It's on Federal 595s and K-Sport Pro coilovers.
Those are just the regular 595s, not the RSRRs,
no,
right?
not the RSRs, just the 595s. I thought about the RSRs, but I was like, you know, the 595s, I've heard some pretty good stuff about them. And it actually, I mean, they're fantastic tires for what they are. I mean, they're phenomenal. I mean, I
hear the RSRRs have a lot of road noise because they don't have that center line, right?
Exactly. I mean, the RSRRs are good if you know, or if this is like a track car or a drag strip car, they're really good for grip. But for just basic daily driving or, you know, doing a few pulls and stuff, you know, on the road, I mean, it's perfectly fine. They're comfortable tires. The ride is really smooth. You know, they're great. I recommend them for sure.
How are the coilovers?
The coilovers, you know, at first I was like, oh yeah. At first I had springs. I had springs for like a week, and then I went coilovers because everyone's like, coilovers are the best thing ever. And then, you know, when I got the coilovers, I was like, okay. I mean, they're all right. They're not bad. You know, I like how you can adjust the dampening and, you know, the ride height and stuff. But overall, if I could do it over again, I would probably just go back to springs instead of coilovers. And I got a front strut bar from Pierce Motorsports along with a rear upper chassis bar to kind of button down a little bit when I'm going through a corner and stuff. So, you know, that has definitely helped more of the ride when it comes to the coilovers. But overall, I mean, they're not bad.
What springs did you have?
I had the Eibach.
Okay, yeah, I had the Eibach lowering springs too, and I did not notice any diminished ride quality with those. They're really good springs.
Yeah, that's why I was like, man, I really wish I kind of kept them.
Yeah, and it's like a full, like 1.5 to
2.2 inches to 2.3 inches.
Yeah,
drop.
yeah. So it gives you enough load that you need.
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. You know, it didn't scrape or rub, and these don't rub, obviously, because I've changed the ride height and stuff. But I did sit lower on springs than I do on my coilovers now. Okay.
So when I first met you, you still had your show build going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because back then you had the variant spoiler.
Variant D-spoiler. I had a new set of wheels. They were DAI Elegante wheels, 18-inch.
They didn't look bad either. They were really nice.
They were really, really nice. They were gloss black with a silver front face.
Which I usually hate that type of wheel, but they didn't look bad.
No, I like the style of the wheel. But once my priority shifted more to performance and daily drivability, I went ahead and just got rid of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna, you know, I'll go back to a stock look. You know.
And that's also when you got your Batman emblems, right?
I actually got the Batman emblems before the spoilers. So I had the people who made the Batman emblems are over in Korea, and the
gee, who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought? In a Hyundai, and they actually had one left, but the design, like, it's the classic logo. You know? Yeah. But because my car's red, I thought it would look weird with, you know, the black and the yellow. I'm like, no, I'm not really going to go that way, because I love red, so I still wanted to keep the car red. I was planning on wrapping and stuff, so I actually had him asked him if he could change the background color from yellow to red and just do a black symbol with a red background, and he's like, yeah, sure. So it took a little longer. It took about 3.5 months, and finally I got them. Yeah.
They look good though. Like, you can tell they're like professional quality.
Yeah, I really enjoyed them. They're actually pretty easy to put on too. I mean, either the front and the back especially. I have the 6 Element intake.
Okay, which is also 3.5 diameter?
Yes.
Okay.
Also 3.5. It's way better than the engine. The engine wasn't bad, but the 6 Element is, you know, I definitely noticed more sound and a little bit more, you know, power in there. The
engine was only 3 inches diameter, right?
Yeah, the engine was only 3 inches. And 6 Element is fantastic. They make the best quality parts for these cars. You know, they're just amazing. So, yeah, they're expensive, but, you know, it's definitely worth it for sure.
And you've actually done some different stuff for upgrades from everything that you mentioned, right? Because you've got now an upgraded intercooler,
right,
and upgraded charge piping.
Actually, the charge piping is with the intercooler. I had just a charge pipe upgrade and a hot side pipe upgrade, and the charge pipe is where I put the blow-off valve. Okay. But now with the intercooler, it already has that, so it's just upgraded core and some extra piping.
Okay.
So like a full kit. It's the TurboSox intercooler kit. It's not the greatest in the world, but for what it is, where I'm at right now, it's actually fantastic. You know, it'll heat soak just a little bit, but we're in Texas, so I mean, what car's not going to?
Yeah.
But for where I'm at right now, you know, if I went, you know, bigger turbo, you know, obviously I would need to upgrade the intercooler because it's only rated for about 300 wheel horsepower. But yeah, so I mean, it's great for where I'm at now.
So that makes me wonder, how much horsepower and torque are you making right now?
So the last time I dynoed it, it made 238 horsepower to the wheel and 255 torque to the wheels.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's not bad for a 2,800 pound car.
Yeah, especially if the intercooler is only rated to 300 horsepower.
Yeah.
And which point to get 300 horsepower in this car, you have to do methanol injection.
Injection or
something else.
Really, it's better just to go ahead and go, you know, stuffed turbo.
So what does that actually mean?
The stuffed turbo?
Yeah.
So the stuffed turbo is basically like a stock turbo, but the internals of the turbo are bigger. So like the turbo wheels are a little bit bigger. Allows you to push more air through it. So they help with a lot of the low end torque for sure.
Yeah.
That's mainly why a lot of people will get them. Instead of just going like a full turbo kit, they'll just get like this stock turbo because it'll bolt right in. Yeah. You know, it's just the internals are bigger. So they're KTM Tuners makes one.
It's just like making a more efficient turbo.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's, from what I understand, that there's a lot less lag.
Makes sense.
Turbo lag from the stuffed turbo. So they're good for about an extra 80 wheel horsepower.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but you know what? When you're in a 2,800 pound car, it actually makes a huge difference.
But that's a pretty expensive mod because you have to like basically rebuild your entire turbo and take it to a reputable shop. I'd probably take it to a diesel shop before, you know, without doing any research.
Or any performance shop that's good at, you know, installing, you know,
turbos and stuff.
Knows their way around an engine and stuff. Yeah, so I have a meth kit. I just haven't put it on yet. Just trying to find somebody right now to install it because they're apparently a pain in the ass to install.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, and I don't know.
Meth kits are good when you need better cooling.
Texas.
Texas, of course. So that's why a lot of people will go meth because these cars can't run. Not these engines and this model specifically aren't very good at running E85.
Yeah, which sucks because E85 can do a whole lot.
It's terrible. I know. I hate it.
Well, let's see what it does. I wanna get a good drive. I wanna get some sounds and stuff and see how she go.
All right.
Dual clutch automatic, dual clutch automatic, right?
Yeah, dual clutch automatic, 7-speed.
So is there any specific reason why you got that one, or it was just the only one available at the time?
Yeah, it was the only one that was there.
Yeah.
I wanted a manual, but I couldn't find one because when I bought it, it was at the very tail end of the first generation. So in Dallas, nobody orders manuals because they're all wimps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you know, for the transmission isn't so bad when you're actually moving. And you're going like full throttle, like here, I'll do a pull here.
Okay. Let's see it. Yeah, that's not bad. That pulled pretty good.
It shifts quick, you know, when you're going full throttle, so it's not bad. I love the pops too.
It does have some cool pops. And pretty much anybody in the Veloster world knows how to tune for like the pops and the bangs and the burbles and all that kind of crap, right?
Right, yeah.
deal.
Twisty action here.
Man, this thing can pull some real G's. I'm really kind of impressed. I'm actually terrified at the same time, but it seems to hold really well.
I love going on this road. It's so much fun. You know, it's one of the only few roads you can actually really push your car to the limit. After the after the life event happened, where I had to get rid of the other car, I focused on, you know, performance and also trying to make a little bit of a track car.
Oh man, look at that Bel Air up there. And we got him real fast. He is just cruising.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He's like, nah, don't mind me. Yeah, with the coilovers and the tires and the front strut bar and the rear upper chassis bar, I mean, even with traction and stability control turned off, it's really hard to get this thing sideways.
Yeah.
But she'll attack an apex pretty well.
How much does this weigh?
About 2,850 pounds. No, this car has got 238 wheel, 255 torque.
Okay, and this one weighs 2,800 pounds.
Right.
Okay. That's still not a bad power to weight ratio.
No, not at all.
So what's the best memory that you have with this car?
Oh man, best memory. I guess I would say my best memory is probably my first mod. Because, you know, I've never modded a car. It's the first car I've ever modified in my entire life. I've always been a big fan of, you know, cars and making them go faster. Just never done it.
Yeah,
And,
I know that feeling.
So it was great. It was like, oh, this is my first mod. I'm so excited. You know, I'm like a baby car enthusiast.
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly how that feels.
So it was an awesome feeling. I remember just, you know, installed the intake and, you know, being all giddy and stuff, and I could hear the, you know, the intake noises.
There's those pops.
So wake up the neighbors.
The corner's pretty flat.
Yeah. I'm going in kind of slow. I'm not like...
I appreciate that. Yeah, because watching this through a camera is a lot different than watching it like just at all. And I'm not familiar with this road at all, so I don't even know what feels right. Oh, hello, Tahoe. Well, I think that's gonna be it, guys. So, like the video, subscribe. I'm gonna try and do some more features like this. And thanks for watching, and don't forget, life's too short to drive boring cars. Peace.